It might have been a mistake putting it. Why did you look, Lamar, I literally said it yesterday. I showed you on a Bitcoin dominance. I said this looks like it's looking like it's gonna break up, and that will cause issues in the for all alts. I said it, but I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. There might be a bit more pain, but we'll see. We'll see. If you can hold it long time, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, just close your eyes a little bit. That's all I'm gonna say. Save us, Alvarez. I wish. But I'm gonna give you some interesting things, which could give you some level of hopium, right? I don't think this is why. Why? One day this will work. One day. Also solo. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Let me just. One day I'll figure this out. There'll be a moment. There'll be a moment where I'll figure this out. Yep, the 541st last pullback. It's not, man. We're going up. It's not an issue on the side. Aha, we have. I think we have. Have we? Is it working? Is it working? Can I officially say that we are working? 1 second. Is it working? Are we working? I say it as if I don't know if it is working. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. Let me just sort this out. Okay, that looks like it's working. That looks like it's working. Lamar, stop laughing, all right? This ain't a joke. There's serious things happening here. I might need to get like an AI guy, IT guy. I just might need to get a guy somewhere. 1 second. All right, is this working? Do we have is the 1 second? Why is this not working? Oh, I know why it's not working. Oh my god. Okay, that would probably be the reason why it's not working. Okay, it'll start working now. I am a technical genius. Hey, you don't know? You don't know the amount of stuff that I've had to deal with. All right, just give me a break. All right, give me a break. There's 15 programs running at the same time. It's always riveting. The first part of my lives are always the most riveting part. It's always like everyone like, just get on with it. Get on with it. That's why I watch Stan, who's 3 years old, right? I watch Stan, who's 3 years old, talking about market analysis, and then you're like, it's a rerun. I've seen this one before. Okay. Hey, how many times have you watched The Friends? That's a rerun. Making me feel like I don't know what's going on. Shh. All right. Okay. That looks good. The tube is looking good. Can someone on why is that not working? Let me try that again. Okay, activate. All right, this should work now. Can someone on the Xlicious send a message, please? Is there an Xlicious message? All right. How about this? I'll do that. How about that? Does that work? Is that working? Did it work? Yes. All right. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's go. Right. Now we're having a bit of a pullback, right, in the market as we see right now. But I am not worrying, right? I'm not actually worrying. I think that things are looking relatively okay with things, right? We're having a bit of a pullback, which could mean no, that's not what I want to do. Which could mean that there is a what just happened? Okay, whatever. And I wouldn't worry. And why I wouldn't worry is because of a few things that I would say. This cycle has been paradise for traders. Yeah, it's someone or another, but there are some signs out there that looks pretty good. Some signs that are not so good. But yeah, you say bath, but I'm gonna give you what factors to look at, what things to understand. I also gave you some key factors on what would be understanding of where we go. But I'm gonna give you some levels of hopium, because remember what I say to everyone, and everyone that is here that is understanding what I say. And if you watch my videos and understand what is going on, these markets are run by market makers, right? All of this is what's going on is run by market makers, and it's their job to try and extract liquidity from you. When it's pumping and you see, look, this is how you know, right? This is how you know when they're trying to extract things out. You see that when Bitcoin, look, you need to follow the liquidity, right? And I'll get into the market analysis, but I'll give you a bit of a tip straight up from the beginning, so people don't have to, after the good. It's getting less though. It's 3 minutes of technical difficulty. It's now, getting there, right? But I'll say this, right? When, for example, you see Bitcoin pumping like crazy, but alts have only done like a 5% or a 2% or a 6%. Sometimes it says 8%. Those are those market makers injecting liquidity to grab liquidity from you, right? So that's why when you see certain things like that and you see alts moving, you play it short term. When they have a lot of liquidity to play with, they're there to try and extract as much liquidity for you when the actual time comes. All of these networks, all of these things that people think on high favor, right? And then they poo-poo on the smaller guys who are actually trying to do the real thing and the right thing. They're doing this because they need to make money, right? They have tool teams and all this kind of stuff. And on top of that, they have inflation, right? So play it by ear. What will go up will come down. What will come down will go up. So understand it in that manner and don't think about it in ultra short-term aspects. And I'm going to give you a bit of a quick rundown on what I think is going to happen. And it's sitting right here in front of the screen right now, right? And this is the thing that you need to understand. I've said it several times before, and it's something that I always try and teach you guys to look at it. A lot of the charts look the same, yeah, because it's market makers playing. That's how you know a market maker is messing around with the thing, because they play with the market. They play with each other. Most of them run each other's coins, and the bigger ones are it's the nature of the business. But what I will say is that right now, what you're seeing developing on the screen right now, right, and what I always say is that these type of movements, to be able to break and go to the accident, the extremities of where Bitcoin can potentially go to. And I said it yesterday. I said that Bitcoin dominance is looking like it wants to break out, and if it breaks out, we're going to be seeing some pain in alts. I said it to you guys. That is the understanding of that. But, and I said it's going to be a bit of a redemption. Can you stop? Can you stop, please? Who is this? Who is redemption? Honestly, get on with it. Do you have like a break from work or something around this time, and you just like, all right, I have 10 minutes. I need the alpha I can get from this dude. Oh my god. Anyway, everyone that's here that wants to, oh, where did that go? Where did the sign go? Did that just disappear? Was there a sign here? Where did that go? Oh, that's weird. That's weird. No sign on TikTok. That's strange. If anyone wants to, that's so strange. Can I add it there? Can someone pin? the X or the tube if possible? If not, you should actually check out my link tree as well. It's weird. Can someone, if one of the mods, can you pin that to the thing? I don't know why that's the case. It's strange. Anyway, whatever. So where was I saying? Yeah. So look, what we're seeing, and by the way, I'm looking at the screen here, and if you guys want to check it out, you can go to my link tree and see all the links on there. I'm on the tube and the X, the tube X. Redemption made it go away. I had using a magic. His or whatever. Whatever. Anyway, there should be a sign there, but it's strange. Now, look, what's happening right now, and what we're seeing developing on the screen as we look, right, is that we have a bit of a second attempt to break, right? And what usually happens with these type of movements, and what usually is the case, is that I'm more than certain that this thing is possibly going to go down and test certain levels. It could be the 118 possible, the bottom of the range of this golden pocket. It could also be the 117, but I think in between those areas will be a massive buy the dip opportunity, because I'm going to explain this to you here and get to the point very quickly, Redemption. Don't worry. I'll get there quickly. All right. If we look at the liquidation levels, right, around the 100 and I would say not even that, around 118 ish, around here. I say around there. Look, yeah, around the 118 ish, around here is where the majority of the liquidity sits. Really strong liquidity sits here, right? And if we line that up with where we're looking at right now, that 118 between here is where I believe that there will be a stronger bounce. I think that this can continue that. And the reason why I say this is an area that could be an area of bounce, or potentially if it breaks that, it could go further down and tap the 114. I doubt that though, but I think it's just going to try and test its prior range between either the 117 and 118. And the reason why I say that is not only will it grab the liquidity down there, but it will produce the next chance and the third attempt to break through. Because at this present moment, in fact, it's the fourth one. If we expand this, look at that. So at this present moment, we're looking at the 1, 2, 3, and the fourth attempt will be a violent breakthrough. Only when I was younger. Anyway, so it'll be it'll be the fourth attempt. And what have I taught all of you guys? If you guys have been listening to anything that I've to all you guys, most of the time the fourth attempt at trying to break through is the time where you would succeed. It took my wife 5 times, but she's an exception, right? I asked her for that's the situation. I've shown it many times before. It showed its face many times before. We've seen it many times before. So what we could be seeing is a buy the dip opportunity at this present moment. And the reason why I'm also saying I'm more positive of that, although it is dipping a little bit, but the exchange volume is still on a good path. We're still not in that, although it's dipping a little bit. But let's see where this goes. So I'm verging on the buy the dip type of scenario at this present moment. Now, I'm going to show you some other things as well that could be can give some real good confluence to this as well from what I'm saying. If we look at this short-term RSI, it's looking almost perfectly to retesting of this trend line, and that retest comes almost in line with where this could potentially go to and where that can potentially go to. And more importantly, and this is even more important because we're coming to a bit of a momentous moment where we've learned this before. Thank you so much, Redemption. I don't. Good. All right, cool. Don't worry. I'll get with something new next time, Redemption. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I love you, bro. All right. Oh, lady, or whatever you are. Oh, my God. Seriously. Blunt is the word. So, so yeah, between 117 and 118, it will be, I think, will be a bounce. And more important to that, right, is if we, let's move this up a little bit. If we come here, right, this area, and I think that's not really, that area between the 119 and the 118, potentially 100. Yeah, see this pocket here. I'm going to draw the pocket, right? The pocket, this pocket here, which pretty much encompasses that 117 to, let's say, 119-ish. On the weekly close is going to be extremely important. Around here is where it will show to us whether, I mean, today is Thursday. We're going to see if it continues going down over the weekend. We'll see. I'm getting to that. All right, draw the pocket. Okay, Redemption. Okay, Redemption. You're very serious. Cool, right? So I'm drawing the pocket. Don't worry. I'm drawing the pocket. Jeez. Right. So this area here is going to be extremely important. Between the 117 and the 119, around that area, bro is on his break. I think he is. I think he needs it to be done. Chop, chop. Chop, chop. It's, anyway, whatever. So around that area, I think it's going to be extremely important because right there, and we need, and this is extremely important, right? We need the weekly close to close at this support area here. This support is there is a draw it faster. Chop chop. 3 minutes left, right? This has to hold there, and if it holds there, that is that is massive continuation, right? That's why I say buy the dip area, because from there on we're looking. I'll say this, right, again, if we can break through that point, right, and it's going to be the fourth attempt to break through that. If we can break through there, 1 2 3, the breaking of this area and this area here, I'm going to call it I'm the 123. That's the area that it needs to break. If it breaks and holds that area, holds that level of support, the explosion. Quick redemption. You're just making a cut. Sorry, Maria. All right. My God. Oh man, I feel like I'm working right now. Um, the explosion will be violent, right? Can I say that's what she said with that? Or does that sound wrong? Anyway, whatever. Um, it will be violent, and I think these upper levels could potentially be hit. And then where the key factor will be with this trend line. By the way, I want to ask a question while we get here. Unless I'm mistaken, wasn't there someone that was supposed to delete their account? I thought about it the other day. Did that happen? I don't know. I don't follow. I follow the gentleman. I mean, it's the opposite of what what's it called? Honey is. You spread it. So you don't spread honey. You spread. That's yeah, jam. There we go. Did he delete it? I don't know. That guy seems to want everyone to sell their bags for some reason. I don't know why. Marmite. Thanks, Spock. Thanks, man. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking is going to be, and that's what my thoughts are. That area that I've drawn around here is going to be extremely important, and I honestly, Biscoff. I do like a good Biscoff, right? So that area there is going to be important. I think around that level will be a really good buy the dip type of opportunity. But be careful. Again, it's this area is extremely key, but there is buckets of support there. Like this level of support is massive, right? And to be honest, it's kind of tapped it, and it's looking like it's bouncing off that zone, right? You see it sitting there. Let's see. Let's see what happens. If this holds its support and tomorrow is green and it looks like it's seen it as support, then this could continue on and try and test this level up here again. We'll see again. The weekly close is extremely important. And what's even more important is Sunday. Sunday is the exact 3-year anniversary. No, he's poor followers. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Sunday is the exact. Do you think Apex Predators pay people like Jam? I could be. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Getting paid to not be liked, that's a horrible thing. I mean, I don't get paid and I'm not liked, so I guess getting paid would be better. I think he's cracked the code. Anyway, whatever. It's all good. So that area there is extremely important, and I think, yeah, that will be the time that this thing breaks through. And I'm gonna give you some more understanding of why I think that is a really good area to look at. And I saw something really interesting today, through a document that was sent to me that I shouldn't really be showing. I'm showing you the snippet, right? A snippet, right? A bit of a snippet. And is this, right? This is a really cool, interesting part of a screenshot that I took because you guys are my clients. If you agree, don't say anything. All right, I take that as you agree. Now, what this shows, and this is a really interesting thing, is that if it's okay with clients. Thank you, Loma. Appreciate it. If we see a green close, an all-time high close of the S&P 500 on Sunday, throughout history, and I mean this way, throughout history, and I mean in history, that has never not showed a further 6% growth until the end of the year, ever. So if we're thinking about this logically and what it's saying, and throughout the history of data that's been given to the S&P 500, it's from a bank, by the way. And if you know why I trust banks, right? I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. I'm gonna give you a clue, right? I'm gonna give you a. Wait, where's my bank said it sign? Wait, where did my bank say it sign? Oh no, that's on here. Yeah, right. Because that's what a bank told me. We were here, and it said bank told me there. So I'm gonna trust these guys, right? I'm gonna trust these guys, and what he. Where did this go? Where did this go? Oh my god, all the way to the back. Yeah, where did this? Uh, is that it? Oh yeah, there we go. Wow. So it's looking like, according to history, if we see a green close on Sunday, which is going to be extremely important, right, of the S&P 500, well, actually on Friday, most importantly, and the weekend closes, you are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, that's really kind of you. Such a nice thing to say. Then we on average we will see between a 6 to 10% growth going into to the end of the year, and most importantly, potentially into next year. I think that this could roll on more into the next year, and then everyone says, "Oh, that's what everyone says." Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, okay. People will forget when it gets there and says, "Oh, see, this boy who shouted at me with a Ferrari said it would happen. That's how we know it happened. Nothing to do with what you said or the graphs that I've showed you 1,000,000,000 bajillion times, right?" That's that situation. So it looks like there's gonna be further growth on that side. One more thing I want to show you guys. What is going on here? Yeah, one more thing I want to show you guys. Do we top 25, 26? I think this could go into 26, genuinely. All right. People are going to believe. Look, the market makers are going to make you believe that this is over. Because I want everyone to understand this. And this is something that people really don't seem to get. This is a Bitcoin-led move right now. Altcoins are nowhere near where they should be or have the level of liquidity where it should be. And I'm going to explain to you what two factors to look at to understand where that will be. And for those people who are looking for the memes, I can't say those words because certain places don't like them. It's weird that they like memes there. Anyway, whatever. Memes. Anyway, whatever. It's oh god, what's happened to this stream, man? Anyway, where are we going? Yeah, another one thing to say is that if we look through all these kind of things, the support levels there. Now, if we look at the S&P 500, we're having a bit of a pullback, but it is holding this 21-day EMA like it is hugging it in another level, right? In an absolutely sort of super strong level. And even if it does come down, it taps the 21-day EMAs is a buy dip type of opportunity. Now, many moons ago, I got a I'm not gonna say tip. I'm not gonna say tip, but I was told that this 6,800 area could be a potential area of a pullback. I was told that. If that happens, damn. What are you speaking on? I I don't know how to answer that question. How would I answer that question? Anyway, I don't know how to. You have a great sense of humor, Albert. Thank you, appreciate it. I don't know how to answer that question. How do you answer that question? What am I speaking on? um, Life? I don't know, man. Okay, cool. Right? Topic. Uh, um, uh, Cryptocurrency. Okay, nothing happened. Oh wow, everyone left when I said that. Right. So that's where we are right now. So we'll see if that will be some level of rejection of that point. If it does, that'll be hilarious, right? I'm being kind. Oh, thank you so much, Maria. That's really. Wait, was that an insult? Oh, thank you. I've had one first insult. That's quite nice, bro. When do you think full euphoria will happen this year? I'm gonna get to that. Get to that. You know, I like to do a full show and go through the whole process. I don't like to. Your voice is too light. Oh yeah, I was told that the other day. One second. Let me see if I can increase that before we do that. My voice is too light. One second. One second. I was told that the other day. One second. One second. One second. No, that's not what I want. Nope, that's not what I want either. There you go. Right. Is that better? Is that better? Pay attention, class. This is the most alpha you'll get from any creator here coming. Thank you, appreciate it. Is that better? Do I sound better? Or am I clipping though? Hello? Yeah? Is that better? So good now. Yeah, all right, good. Better. Fantastic. Now, so we'll see that. Now, look, if people right now, and I want everyone to understand this, and I'm going to show this to everyone as well, right? And I want everyone to hear that, all right, because I had a really good conversation with someone, and he sent me a data set. No, that's not what I want to do. He sent me a data set, which was really interesting to look at, and I'm going to show this to you, which is wild, by the way. This is wild, right? So everyone's talking about this. Everyone's talking about this crazy circular motion. You see that everyone's saying that there's a bubble, there's a bubble, there's a bubble. And what someone who's, because the thing with me is like, I like to say that I have good experience and I have some knowledge and I've learned and I have a bit of intelligence to me, not a lot, because I haven't got I'm not nowhere near the sheer levels of some of the people that I know. But what I will say is that there are people who are far more intelligent than I am, that I like to talk to, right? Because you learn more than from people that are on a different level to you are. And we were talking about this kind of this aspect, because we have these little chats in this, and we have these little chat rooms and that we talk about, not like that. I mean, like, anyway, whatever. And I said, look, but this does sound like a bit of a bubble. And he was like, yeah, there's a bubble, but the bubble is just starting. And he was like, yeah, but the bubble is just starting. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, look, you need to understand this, right? You need to understand this. And he sent me this graph, which is an incredible graph. It blew my mind when he showed it to me. Literally, it blew my mind. Check this out, right? This right here, right? And this is why these people that say it's a bubble, it's over, and this and the other, and all this kind of stuff, right? How can VeChain go in the next 3 months? I think well, I'm gonna get to VeChain as well, right? Clipping here, my ear popped. Fantastic. What I was gonna say, but is it clipping now? That's my only worry. I think it might be clipping a little bit. 1 second. I think I need to reduce that a little bit. I think it's clipping a little bit. 1 second. Let me bring this down a little bit. Okay, that's better. All right, good. Sorry for your ears. All right. And what is really important is that the demand for, by the way, can I get some likes, please? I know you guys are listening wholeheartedly, but just a little tap in Z would be pretty good in Z, right? A little tap in Z. What's really important here is that there is a bubble, but it's newly forming. And this, if you can't see the graphs, I'm so sorry. There should be something here, but I don't know where it's gone. I really don't know where it's gone. It's supposed to be there and it's disappeared. I don't know what it is. But if you want to check what I'm seeing on my screen, you can go to my channel and you'll see the links there. Yeah, so what this graph is showing is the amount of demand for AI is greater than the amount of compute that can be created. It's 2 times the amount of Moore's law. Do you know what Moore's law is? Moore's law is the amount of increase in compute power that they can create over a certain period of time. It's this sort of doubling of compute. It is greater than what they can produce. So if there is a bubble, we are right at the beginning of it, right? We are at the peak of all this thing that's going absolutely crazy. And the creation of the early stage of the bubble is this. There is massive demand for AI, and this demand is going to be moving into a Morse is an expected Morse. That's not what I'm talking about. It's it's sorry, Ritesh, I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't mean to laugh. That was just rude. That's just that caught my funny bone. I'm sorry. Not Inspector Moore's law. Not the inspector, the TV inspector Morse. This is more. I can't even say it. Moore's law. It's not Morse code. It's anyway. It's Moore's. It's Moore's law. Moore's. Oh, Jesus. You guys are just like, stop with your intellichicks, all right? Stop with the intelligence. Moore's law. Jesus, just I have to show it to you guys. Making me just. All right, Moore's law. All right, here we go. Moore's law is the observation by Intel co-founder Moore's law, or Gordon Moore's, that the number of transistors on the microchip doubles approximately every 2 years. Right? That's what I say. So it the demand is greater than what they can actually produce at this present moment. So that move, that demand and the need that's happening right now, it's far greater than what can be produced. And there is this data set that came out that AI is looking to replace 37% of the workforce in the world. We are nowhere near that. So we're in a crazy scenario right now where all of this stuff is newly being set in stone. That's it. That's the thing that we need to understand. So if there is a belief that, oh, we're in a bubble, this is happening, all that kind of stuff, written in Eagles and Child Pub in St. Giles. They say it was filmed in Oxford. I used to like Inspector Morse. Wasn't a fan of Lewis, though. They say it was filmed in Oxford, written in Eagles and Child Pub in St. Giles. So that's a situation where, so if we believe that the thing is over, I don't believe so. There's too many data sets that are looking forward to this thing moving forward, and these are the key factors that I will say. So bit of pullbacks here, movement right that. It's not. I don't see any issue going on. What do you think is going to happen to EOY because my spot is bleeding? Depends on your time scale, man. Now, if we look at gold, gold is having a small little pullback, which is a interesting point right now. But I think that that pullback is going to be eaten up quite aggressively, and if it gets a bit more heavy, I think 3.9 maybe we'll get to that. Come on, everyone, send one Rose. Rose, he's dancing the tango. What? Thanks. Right, so it could potentially go down to this thing, and you see the pure correlation between the two, right? The fact that gold is coming down and Bitcoin coming down is the same thing. But I will say this, right, and I'm gonna get this, and I want everyone to be very clear, right? Remind me to get back to this graph, because I'm gonna show you something which, in my humble opinion, is where everything is going. And that's why when everyone is like, I'm down, I'm this, that, and the other, and I'm going to show you some comparison that's going to blow your mind. There we go. Anyway, so one thing on this, USDT dominance, you can see ETH dropping. I'm going to get to ETH. I'm getting to ETH. If you guys want to see what it is, it's annoying it's not here. And someone needs to pin it on the thing. But if you want to see it, it's on my links on my channel. You can see what's on my screen. I wanted TikTok to give me something. However, I just came. I just come what I missed and why DXY climbing. I'm gonna explain that to you or everything else. All right. So this is the situation where we are, right? So it's glad that you know, the USDT dominance has had a bit of a rejection, looking like it's trying to find a resistance at the 55-day EMA. If it can hold that, then that will show a further continuation down. But again, I showed it last time. The levels that need to be cleaned out is the 4.19 and 4.10, and then ultimately where I believe that alt season will really break through is a 3.96. Those three areas are the areas that I think will definitely be worked on. But I think if this continues on, which I'm not too sure it will, let's see. We will see the next test of the 4.848. We'll see. If Bitcoin comes down to those levels and this goes here, there definitely could be a test of it. At worst case scenario, I would say around worst case scenario, I would say, yeah, around the 4.53. If it passes the 4.6, then we're in real problem, right? That's real problem. If it passes 5, I don't want it to pass 5, right? I don't want it to pass 5. Now, if we look at USDT dominance, I talked about it, and Bitcoin dominance, I talked about it the other day. I remember I said, this is the thing that you guys need to understand and go through all this kind of, Raphael, we have discussed in Spectrum most things you spread on toast and some opium. I think redemption is messing around. All right, okay, cool. So what's happening at this present moment, that what happens is that if there is a key level of resistance and Bitcoin dominance keeps trying to break through, keeps tapping at the door of that, or a graph keeps trying to hit that area, it will eventually break through. And the breakthrough is happening at this present moment. So if this continues on, I would say the 59.55 could be a first area of resistance, which could potentially have a bit of a pullback, which means they could tap that pullback and see if it finds this level here, the 59.17, as an area of support. If it does, then it's almost certainly going to test the 60% level, right? It's almost certain. And if that level does, then what we could be seeing, if it breaks through that, then we could be seeing some real pain in the market, and it will be a full-blown Bitcoin-led type of situation. Now, what's going on at the moment, I don't think that's going to happen. Remember, the market wants you to think in a certain way, and it's definitely going to try and make you think in that way when it gets to that area. I don't think so. I genuinely think if it gets up to here, I'm buying a lot of altcoins. That's the one thing I'm going to be telling all of you guys from there. That's what I will be doing. That's my thing, but I don't recommend anything to anyone else. That's what that'll be the area where I would be buying all that, because eventually this trend line will break, and when that break happens, it's going to be more of a beautiful potential trading opportunity than anything else. Now, if we look at the dollar, man, look, I mean, it's like, look at, I mean, I'm off. I'm always a bit off. How off am I? How off am I on this bad boy? I've been working out a little bit, so I'm 0.2% off, right? Getting better. I'm working on those 0.0 point percentages at this present moment. Now, so what's happening here is that this run up of the dollar is off the back of a potential rate cut that might be happening, right? And what's going on at this present moment is that people are putting their money into what is potentially. The problem is, right, the dollar rises when there's what's going on here. I'm so confused. What value do you think Bitcoin will pull back to in the short term? I think between 117 and 119, around that area is going to be a very, very cool level to go through. I'll double my money on my neighbor. Okay, redemption, please. I'm asking you to I don't know what's going on there. So this dollar going up is not the best of signs, and that's possibly why gold is pulling back according to that aspect. It's looking like people are a bit afraid of where the market is going, and it's the fear of inflation that is the issue, right? That's the singular issue at this moment, and this type of movement here, when people are going into cash, is slightly worrying, but I wouldn't worry. The retest of that level there, I wouldn't worry, because technically we're still on a downward trend. It's a lower low and a lower high, depending on where this stops at. If it breaks the $100 mark, then start to worry. But at this present moment, there's nothing for me to worry at this present moment right now. Now, let's get to some interesting things here. Dollars running due to funding pressure. Yeah, it could be. I mean, not even that. The asset allocators are running out of finance on that side as well. Now, if we look at Ethereum, if we want to see what's going to be happening in the market, right? What are we going to be doing? Have you heard about Asta? No, never heard. I don't know what Asta is. Has anyone heard about Asta? Anyone here? No? No one heard about Asta? No, okay. Why is it new? So it is new. Okay, cool. Asta's new. Oh, Cool. It is a Vauxhall Asta. It's a new Dex backed by CZ. No. No, I've never heard of Asta. What's Asta? So, what? What, Binance? Binance did something. I should seriously check it. I will. I will after this. It's the first thing I'm doing. it's it's the first thing I'm doing is checking out what this Asta is about. I will remember your name, Tony's. I remember your name when I check out Asta. I've new to me, new to new to me. I've never heard of. CZ's answered the hype. Have you heard of Phantom? Wait, what? Anyway, so back to Ethereum. I will be surprised. I'm sure. It seems that you're that strong about Asta. I will definitely be surprised. I'll look into it definitely. I've never heard of it before. It seems like a big deal. So, have you heard of Bitcoin? Bitcoin. So back. Can I get back to my show? Asta has a higher TVL than Hyper. Asta has Asta had a. I mean, I've never heard of it, but if I was to guess, it had a higher transaction rate of than Tether, which is insane. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm just assuming that that's the case. Have you heard of Fat Cat? What? Please look into it right now. I want to see your reaction. All right, 1 second. We need to look at this. Apparently, Asta. Oh, Asda, Lamar. I have heard of Asda. That's the supermarket chain. Ah. All right, let me see. How big is Asda? Asda net worth. What is Asda worth? 1 second. Asda's worth 3.8 billion. Wow. Thanks, Tony. That's really cool. I mean, I know they were worth quite a bit, but 3.8 billion is quite impressive. Thanks, man. I'll check it out next time. I'll check out. I'll go when I'm walking around. when I'm walking around Asda, I'll be like, Tony's told me about this place. Right. So now, if we look at Ethereum, this level, and I think this time I hit it perfectly. Like, that is on the dot level hit, right? I like the way you tell the truth. I definitely tell the truth. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I always say how it is, and as has made me like, thanks, man. I didn't think of it. So this reaction of the good dip, I would say, if you ever see 1.5 in max dip, what? Okay. We're not looking at ads at the moment. I mean, I'll shop there. I feel like I need to go there now. You work for them anyway. Whatever, it's fine. So this level of the 4.269.77, where I hit almost exactly, that rejection there is a bit worrying, right? So if this doesn't hold, then the 4,000 is a given. It's a given, in my opinion, and there I will be buying. Now we will see whether the 4,200, I'm gonna say 70. Surely Alvarez shops in the Waitrose. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You know, if you pay extra, they actually carry it. You know, if you pay extra in Waitrose, they carry it into your house. It's such a cool thing. So yeah, there we go. Let me just put my battery is dying. Okay, all right. So it's really cool service. It's like a monthly fee. Anyway, anyone wants to know about it. So this level of the 4,269 is a very important level, right? If it breaks that and it can't hold it, Matthew, shut up. the 4,000 level is a given, and I think there will be a really great opportunity. And to be honest, if you really think about it, Ethereum is just ranging at the moment, right? And I will say this, and I'll say this really, really clear. I put a target of 6,500 in. In fact, to be honest, it could go a lot more than that, like a lot more. What I will say is that without Ethereum pumping, right, and without certain other factors pumping, I can come on even Iceland deliver, but the day deliver into your house, Iceland just delivers to the door. If you pay a monthly fee to Waitrose, they deliver it into your house to your kitchen, which is great. So come on. So that's the thing. So without this going, all of your alts, everything else, all the things that we want to I don't want them to walk into my house, so I get them to take the shoes off. Yeah, without this pumping, it's not going anywhere. But at this present moment, it's ranging, which is a good sign, right? This is where Ethereum is sitting, even though it's having a bit of a pullback and it's lost its luster mainly because of BNB. Redemption, please. Mainly because of BNB sucking out the liquidity. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that joke. This looks like it's in a bit of an interesting place, right? Break 4,000. If this holds and moves back into the 4,348 area, 3,400 area, if it finds support and comes back into the area, then this will have further continuation, and this could be a point where things will start moving quite well up and could rally from this point. But I'm thinking the 4,000 is there where there is a real possibility it could go down to that level. Bro, all the BNB memes coins have got rugged. I'm going to get to BNB in a second as well, right? Now, I want to show you this graph. In fact, I'll leave that to the end. I'm going to leave this to the end. I'll put that and I'll leave it to the end. And I might show some other things as well, and we can go from there. Now, another thing, if you guys want to look at meme market, what's going on and where the big daddy memes are, as I said, I showed this to you. Pump is really important. And what I... Anyway. A pump is really important. Oh, God, I can't say that with a straight face, right? And I would say that if it loses that level, yeah, right. If it loses that level, if it loses, and it looks like it is, I would say anywhere around here will be an amazing buying opportunity for me. I'm going to be holding this long term because I'm telling you, in my humble Sky Bunker opinion, people are talking about memes and memes in the BNB sector. The BNB sector is artificial liquidity, artificial, you know, it's all artificial, right? When there is a guy that has ungodly amounts of money that can mess around with things, and BNB finance at the best. Are you sitting on the toilet? How did you know? These moments of when I go live is what helps with my movements. So I appreciate all of you guys for doing that. This area here, and look, there'll be a point where the actual movement. Okay, BNB is all artificial. The real Mac Daddy, where the things that where you will see the real moves, is when it gets into the Solana market, right? And memes are going to move. You saw a little snippet of it in BNB. That was a snippet. That was an area where we had CZ putting money into it. It was CZ all the way through and all that kind of stuff. Especially as they only listed two BNB coins at that period, right? It's just a little snippet. Imagine that in the Solana network. It will be absolutely ridiculous, especially when liquidity comes in. But the only time that will happen is when alts have picked up, people have their wallets all full. When you see you know, Solana hitting all-time highs, you're seeing all of these other characters getting in, it's gonna go crazy. But I will say this: when Solana meme season hits, Pump.Fun is gonna do stupid things. I'm telling you, stupid. That's why I'm going to put this into my long-term play, and I will be buying around it. And if it comes and taps this lower level here, I think that would be a good area to start DCAing, and that'll probably be averaging down if it breaks the area all the way down to the bottom. So this is the factor that you need to look. This is a key yardstick of where the market is going to be and what you are looking to do, right? Another thing, if you look at BNB, right? I touted this area as a key area. This pulling back against Bitcoin doesn't mean the BNB season is over. I want everyone to also understand that. Right? I would say there. Let me look a bit closer. I can't see, 1 second. No, it's not what I was. Wrong area. Yeah, around there. Around here, I expect some form, and potentially, to be honest, let's get all extra special about this. I would say around here we will see some form of bounce on this. And Jam says alts ended in December. Yeah, but Jam was also supposed to delete his account, right? So you know, that didn't happen. So that's that situation here, right? So I would say some form of do you believe that the 4-year cycle? No, I don't. Not at all, in any sense of the word. I think that's a whole word of codwallop. That's my new word now, codwallop. It doesn't mean anything, but you know what it means. Right? Do you think Near could hit $4? I'll have a look at Near as well for you, my man. I mean, I can't tell you things because it's not my place to do so. But I'm just saying, look, people will be right until they, if they're saying the same thing over and over again, people are right. You see how I evolve the way that I speak, right? I say this is going to be up. I think this will go well in this way, but I also say that there is going to be the dip points where I think where things are going to dip. I say it how I see it on the shorter term period, longer term period, and medium term period. That's why I would say. What do you mean by meme coins? Meme memes. Memes are different, right? So that's the situation where we are, right? So I think around here, look for a reversal in this, because if you look at BNB, that chart looks ridiculous. Still, it still looks ridiculous. Look at that. It's a perfect. I mean, it's a test of the prior range. If this holds and this continues on in that way, if you disagree with him, Jam, he blocks you. He hates being wrong. I don't look. Why does the Jam conversation come in my life? If you like him, if you like what he says and the way he is and the overly aggressive chat that he has, go and enjoy him. He has some good stuff. He has some good understanding. Some of the things he says is good and all this kind of stuff, right? Great. Enjoy him. He has a different opinion. I have a different opinion. Let's just keep it that way. It's very kind of you, all the gifts. It's very kind of you guys. Honestly, very, very kind. Has the ISM business cycle been extended for 4 years to 5 years? Raul thinks so. Look, I'm genuinely think this 4-year cycle thing is over. I don't believe that in any sense whatsoever. So look, this is still holding strength, right? This could go all the way down to the 1191 area, which will coincide perfectly with this thing possibly tapping here or the bottom of this range, right? And if this shows support, I'm telling you, BNB memes are going to do stupid things again. That's it. That's the thing. And I'm telling you, this area here will still have, there is still a possibility of this being hit. So don't think that just because it ran and then everyone pulled back and everyone was like, oh no, it's over. Which I kind of did tell you guys that there is going to be an area where there's going to be a rolling over of liquidity into different areas, and BNB is. I can't say it, right? But if you look into Binance and some of the stuff that they do, you're just like. You know what I mean? Like, should I? That's it. You know what I mean? So don't take it. Play it as it is, and play the things. Look with BNB, right? And these type of, and I want everyone. I mean, this is, and I want to explain this to you, right? And I'm going to end on something really, really positive, right? I'm going to end on the massive, massive positive, so you guys really understand this, right? BNB, that BNB mini pocket of BNB liquidity that happened, is a prime. And I want, look, if you take away anything from this live, the only thing I'm going to tell you, if you take away anything, make sure it's this. BNB season that we had, that little bit of a BNB liquidity pocket, is a clear example of why 80% of people lose money at the last 20% of this bull run, where everything goes parabolic. That should be a learning. That should be a learning opportunity for you guys. Learn from that, because what you need to understand is, if you're there before the pop, great. If you get in after it's popped, it's not so good. And that works in every scenario. In every possible scenario, that is the truth, right? In every possible scenario. All right? So understand with what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying from this, right? Make sure you understand that you are there before all of this, before the liquidity comes. God, it just sounds wrong in everything I'm saying, right? Before the liquidity comes, you be there before it, not after. Okay, that's the thing, right? We have to be there before the liquidity comes, and not after, and it's really, really important that's the case. And that's why I'm saying these things about me of Solana and all those type of things, and everything else that happens on that level, is being there before and following the liquidity before it hits is really important. And like right now, for example, there's rumblings right now, right? And this is why I didn't want to talk about it and say too much, but there are rumblings of, God, can I say this? Is am I allowed to say this? I don't know if I can say it. It may be taken wrong. That's why. Um, where is? How would you? I can't. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna try and get you guys to say it. All right. This is charades right now. How would you? How would you class noodles? Like you go, that is something food. It is. What would you that you anyway, I'll say it after. I can't say it on the TikTok, whatever. Not fast. No, it's an area of the world. No, that's a part of them, not comfort. It's great. I love playing this game. It's the hot Topaz. Perfect. What Topaz said, right? What Topaz said. Italian. Right? What Topaz said, right? Those that centric memes are looking like an area where liquidity will flow into. So keep your eyes on that. And I have a potential eye on that on the on my uh, I got it first. Why didn't you congratulate me? You said anyway. Well, okay. Um, those areas are looking like there's going to be some movement there, and there's a few that are courting my company. So keep in mind with that, and I'll be dropping the ones that do come onto our side into the pro group. You guys all know how to get into it. I've already explained it. If you want to go, the links are on the bottom. It's a Mexi thing. If you guys want to know more information, just ask me and this and the other, and we can go from there, right? Now, if we get on to more important and more interesting things, I can't even say that on the stream, but let's say it this way: if you are looking and have VeChain, I would highly recommend you go and check out their staking protocol, because what they've done right now, which is really interesting, and I want everyone to read, and most people don't know this, right? And this is why it's really key for you to understand, is that when you stake VeChain, it gives you the ability to trade it, right? And this is what's really interesting. So it becomes it's still a liquid asset. You get this ability to where if you go here, you connect your, I can't say that word, and then you stake it, where it creates an NFT which gives you yields up to 9 to 10%, and from that point on, you can then trade that within its protocol that's in the Stargate ecosystem, which is amazing, right? So I would highly recommend this. Make sure you check out Stargate, and if you have VeChain, and you're holding it for a long term, this is a brilliant thing to put into. So look into it carefully. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to be doing the staking live. So if you guys want to have an understanding of how to do it, I'll show you the whole process, and we can go from there. Now, one thing I want to explain to you guys, and I'm going to leave you guys on a high point, right? Leave you guys on a high point. And this is something that I want everyone to really understand. It's really key. If we look at this, right? If we look at this, not that, this. If we look at gold right now, right? I want to show you something. At this present moment, gold did something here, where if you look, what we saw was a cup and handle and then expansion, right? Massive expansion. What time tomorrow for VeChain staking? Same time, 7:30 until 9. And if you want to see it next time, they'll have something here that should show links, but anyway, right? Unlock even during the staking period. Yeah, so what you can do is you can arrange the amount of time you can stake it for, and at the same time, which is what's really interesting, is that you can then trade it. It's a liquid NFT asset, which is awesome, right? So we've had this cup, handle, and takeoff. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something else. If we look at this, do you connect the dots here? Do we connect the dots here? Is there any dots being connected right now? Understand this, right? That there is going to be a point where we will see similar movements in all assets, especially ones that are more risk on. And all that matters and all that is needed is relevant stability in the market, relevant liquidity in the market, and we are right now at the beginning stages of a rate cut cycle. The only thing limiting where we are right now are tariffs, and I promise you that. The moment that is settled, what is happening here, there is going to be a rotation in gold. Gold doesn't make you money unless you trade it, right? It doesn't. This is just holding the value of your currency. That's why when you see this dip, you see dollar go up, right? You see the correlation between the two. And you see the direct correlation between the dollar going up and markets pulling back. Even the S&P, that little pullback is more than the current value of the cryptocurrency total market cap, right? So what is going to happen? And I'm remember this, and it's gonna be recorded, right? And then when it does happen, you be like, cool, bruv. I won't give you any likes or like, you know, comments and stuff that will help with my, and this is the thing, I don't want anything from you guys. All I want is for you to like and share and stuff like that. I'll give all this. Most people charge for this crap, right? It's a full-blown show I'm doing, you guys. What will happen eventually is that this thing will roll over and settle at a point. And that rolling over, and I showed this the other day as well, and for everyone who can't see it because they can't see it right now, A 1% move in the gold graph, or in the 1% move on this move. So say, what is it from? So from 4,000. Please stop trying to do a God, 1 second. Sorry. This 1% move. So gold moving from 4,035 to 3,996. That move is the entire market cap of cryptocurrency movement. When this moves back, and there will be a point where this settles back in, this liquidity, this rolling over into what this rolling over means is that going into more riskier assets, which means that you will see some form of risk on behavior in the market, will mean this and this will do this. Does that make you feel better? Yeah? Are you getting why I'm bullish on this market, and everything else is noise to me right now? The only thing right now in my mind is tariffs and inflation. Though everything else is noise. Those are the two fundamental things that will change everything. That's it. I wouldn't. I honestly, I'm so up on gold. I'm I'm so up. I bought gold at 1,481. To keep saying that. That's it, right? That's it. This is the thing that you guys all need to understand. This will roll over at some point, and that rolling over, right, is what is key to understand. When it rolls over, and that rolling over will be an area where people will start going risk on to earn over what inflation is. What this is doing is just holding the value of your money. When it rolls over, again, this, you see the similarities. You see, just stop. You see the similarities. This, and this will do exactly what this is doing. You have heard it here first. All right? Hope you guys understand that. Anything else? Any other questions before I go in this 1.5 hour like information dump that I've given you guys? Can I understand it? Bruv, quick, near. All right, look at near. Look at near. Oh, look. Let me have a look here. I always find near such a messy graph, honestly. It's so messy. Now, 1 second. This could have more a downside, man. Look, on the longer time frame, it looks good, right? On the longer time frame, it looks good. It looks like it's holding in a very a nice area above some key support levels, right? That looks good. But on the shorter time frame, it looks like there could be some more potential downside. I would say 3 key potential areas this could go to, right? One, it could be the 2775. If that doesn't hold, then the 2692 will most probably be the area where this thing bounces from. Let me see something. I mean, it has bounced from the 618. We'll see. Look, if it can reclaim the 50% level, the 2.897, then you're good. If it doesn't and it breaks the 2.828, this will most probably go down, possibly test the 269. More probably, yeah, 2773 and more probably the 2692. I think there's potentially more downside to this. Depends if the day candle closes above the 2899. I think this will go on for a further level. Right, that's it. Right, okay, guys. Absolute pleasure. Long conversation. In terms of Asian liquidity, where can I do research on this? Online. But it should perform well when everything. Yeah, look, you need to understand this, right? You need to understand this. What just happened? I feel like something's going on. What's going on? See you in 2029, Jack. I would love if you stayed here until 2029. That would make me happy. Then you'll start getting my humor and throw a few insults. Maybe press the like button. You know, all the things that I look forward to in these things. Anything on Dreamcast? Not yet. But actually, there is something. But I can't say it here because TikTok won't allow me to. It's not in the terms and conditions for me to say what they're doing. So I can only say afterwards, right? So that's that situation. Lamar, you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. It depends on your long-term understanding of how long you're looking to hold this, right? And if it's spot, I think you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's very low in the grand scheme of things. I mean, if you look at near, like, come on. Yeah, honestly, you're talking about small little levels here. And to be honest, it is we are still producing a higher low. Okay, it's a lower high, but this more or more openly is a decision point factor. And I think around the two that level here, the 2.7, 2.689 will be an area where it will bounce. So you shouldn't be problematic from there. All right, look, guys, on the tickety talk, I'm gonna say bye. But on the Tube and X, I'm gonna give some more information and certain details as well, and we can go from there. All right, guys, on TikTok, love, appreciating. Thank you for all the people that came, and I hope I was a bit of help and you took away some key factors, whatever helps you the best, and we can go from there. If you want any more questions, you guys can go and check out what just happened. That was weird. You can go and check out the Learn by Alvarez. The links are all there, and we can go from there. You're on YouTube. I can go there. I'm going to say it on the Tube and the X. All right, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. I'll catch you guys later. All right, this is only for the TikTok guys. Right, there we go. All right, that's that. Right, for you guys on the Tube and the X and everything else on that level, if you guys are in the Dreamcast thing, they are doing a giveaway at this present moment for their upcoming launch. And their launch is the upcoming launch is that people who have gained a certain level of points will be going into gaining a whole bunch of prizes and gifts and like Rolexes and cars and all that kind of stuff. And then when it launches, those tokens that you've farmed will also then turn into various things that I cannot say right now. But more importantly, on top of that as well, those people who want to access the trading information, access the drops, access all the other aspects that we want, if you go to either on the X or on the bottom of the YouTube, if you go to YouTube, go there, support and subscribe and all this kind of stuff. It's where the best views are and everything else on there. Or if you're on Kick, do that the same as well. I'll be dropping all the key information there, all the key drops, all the projects that come through my agency. I will be dropping there, so you guys will be first on with all of those things. Doesn't mean that they will always run and jump, but you'll have the best possible opportunity to do so on those factors. With regards to Fat Cat, we're waiting for that moment where the liquidity turns into the Sol network, and when that happens, we are going to hit it so hard that you have no idea where it's going to be going. Trust me on that, right? We're all going to be putting a lot of liquidity onto that side. Again, as I said, if you want to get into the pro group, you go into the Mexi. There's going to be a link tree on my X and also on the Tube from now on. You'll see it there. You go into the Mexi, sign up through that link, deposit 100. You can take that out. It doesn't cost you anything. But I would say that if you wanted to use the Mexi, it's almost at zero funding fees. There isn't a link and a process where it will be lower funding fees than mine, because I'm giving all the commission that those links do back to Mexi, so they can give you the lower fees, right? If you do that, then come onto the Learn by Alvarez, which will be on the link tree as well. That there, you'll be able to message me. You can send me a UID number, which is just an idea of what your platform is, and from there, I'll be able to add you into the group. Is that understood, brevs. I hope that's understood and everything will go well from there. In fact, I'm gonna add it to my X right now. Should there also follow and do all those good stuff there. Right? How do I do this? All right, I'm gonna add it now. Live, live, brev, live. All right, I'll put it here. Okay, cool. There we go. Paste and Z. Done. Save. All right, go there and all that kind of stuff. I hope you like the new artwork. I took the alpha res from you guys because it's cool and stuff, and all that kind of jazz. All right. Devo, I'm glad that you joined. It's some cool stuff in there, really interesting things that are going on. A lot more detail will be coming soon. And we will catch you. There's a whole bunch of traders in there. All right, guys. A lot of love, affection, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. It's always been fun. You guys are all incredible, honestly. All right. Take care, take care, take care, take care. Love, 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 love. Hang on, I want the royalties. It was my idea. Always. Cryptus, always. Whatever you want, I'll give it.